Hi, I'm Gregory Kennedy, and today I want to talk about B2B marketing segmentation. So I think segmentation is a crucial aspect of B2B marketing, and it's something that I see as perhaps the evolution of A/B testing. So everyone's familiar with A/B testing, and A/B testing I think assumes that you have one big audience, and you just send them different messages, and you try to determine which is the best one. But what about sending the right message to the right person? I think that that's the way that I would recommend people approach B2B marketing, and I think the key to that is to segment your audience into different manageable groups so that you can tailor the right channel and the right message to them. I think this is most obvious when you think of company size. So nearly every SaaS startup or company out there segments their marketing by company size. They think about enterprise, they think about mid-market, and they think about SMB. You even see startups that just focus on SMB or that focus on enterprise, right? They pick one segment and they go for that. And perhaps within that, they even get more granular and they say like, we're SMB and we've got segments for single owner operator, small home office business, 10-person team. And they think about all the packages and the ways that they would service those companies, right? So I think company size, a very obvious one. You could see how like just A/B testing and blasting a single message to a single operator or a 20-person company might not be the most effective way to reach them. If you were to take that audience and segment that down into 3 or 4 different groups and give the single operator a very specific message like, hey, you're a single operator. This is why our tool is fantastic for you, fantastic for freelancers, right? Oh, you've got 20-person team. Hey, you need to be more efficient. Maybe you've got someone on your team that you need to be able to have a group with and that you can log into the software and communicate and collaborate together, right? Very different message and very different value proposition that you would send to people. A/B testing is not going to cut it. I think geographic locations, another really obvious one. Of course, most people innately think about this, and a lot of companies generally focus on 1 or 2 or 5 regions, right? Focus on the US, focus on the UK, focus on the US and Europe. But geographic location is an important one. And for some businesses, they could be pretty global, right? Like people that are focusing on global app developers. The App Store is available in a number of countries, right? And really the thing that you need to think about when it comes to segmenting across many countries is language and currency. But you can reach really large audience. A lot of app developers, game developers, people have gotten really good at segmenting from different countries and geographic areas, right? Another one that you should think about is a buying cycle and where people are when they're making a purchase and how they're thinking about your product. This one I think is really clear when it comes to enterprise, that it's a popular one that you need to take into account because you've got like top of the funnel people who maybe never even heard of your product and they're not what we would call problem aware. And then you've got people who like, they know about the problem and then maybe they're shopping around and they're trying to find a solution, but they're just not ready to buy yet. They haven't reached that time where they're doing their planning and they have the money, or they have a different contract with a different competitor. There's a lot of reasons why they might be at different stages of the buying cycle, and focusing your messaging on that. That's something that I think everybody in enterprise in particular should consider. Job title is another really interesting one. I think this one becomes really apparent when you start to think about the segment that you're in. Are you selling HR software? Well, that would only be relevant to people that are in the HR department, right? Are you selling a marketing tech platform? That would be relevant to people in marketing. So job title is one that I think is critical when it comes to segmenting B2B marketing. They're relatively easy to get. There's lots of people that do list or data enrichment that can help you put the titles next to emails or whatever type of list you're working from in order to better target your marketing. Decision-making power. This is another one that I don't think enough people think all the way through, that there are people on the team who really have the decision-making power. And then there are other people who are just influencers. It's not always the VP or the team leader or the CEO who has the decision-making power. There's lots of different people in the organization who can pull the trigger on making a buying decision. It has a lot to do, I think, with price, but you should definitely think this through and make sure that you're targeting the decision maker with certain messaging that's perhaps different from people who are just going to be users of the tool. Customer lifetime value, obviously really important, something that everybody always wants to get up. So targeting messaging and doing things to help improve customer loyalty and customer lifetime value, really important. You want to take people who are having a great experience and love your product, the evangelists, and get them to go out and evangelize and get other people to buy your product. And for people who maybe aren't having great experience, is there anything you can do to increase their engagement, increase their satisfaction? Well, obviously, you would want to communicate something very different to those people than you would to the people that love it and are your evangelists, right? Pain points. I think this is another one that you can perhaps combine with title. Different titles and different people in the organization, they're going to have different pain points, right? What the team leader is struggling with is going to be really different than someone who is on the team. So if you can think through the pain points and put together messaging that targets those specifically, I think you'll be a lot more successful than just sending one blanket message to everybody. You also have different needs on a team. This is perhaps similar to pain points, but needs, I think, ultimately can be really varied in terms of what people are looking for when it comes to a solution. And you want to make sure that you're tailoring that to their needs and making it attractive, right? I think that's another thing you want to consider when you have a product or service and really defining what do they need. And I think this is helpful in understanding what is the difference between this and a pain point. A need isn't always something that is so easy to understand or quantifiable, right? You want to make your message appealing. Maybe the need is that they want to get more visibility in the organization. They want to be more successful. They want to grow their career, and they want to have a product in their tool shed that they trust and that they believe is going to do that. That's really different than a pain point, right? Tech stack, that's one of my favorite ones. I think this one comes up all the time when you see PLG, product-led growth type startups. A lot of those tools only integrate with other tools within the stack. So a very obvious example is a WordPress plugin. It only integrates with WordPress. A Salesforce app, it only works on the Salesforce store. Or an iOS app, it only works on iOS, right? So making sure you understand the tech stack and you're targeting that, not just when it comes to messaging, but in your segmentation overall, right? You don't need to reach anybody outside of the app development community if your product is something that supports app developers. So I hope this was helpful. I had fun making this video, and I think segmentation is critical to the success of B2B organizations. Hey, if you have any feedback or questions or different ideas, please leave comments on the video, and I'll see you again.
All right, well, thanks for watching the video. If you want more videos, subscribe to the channel. I am recording these now on a monthly basis. And of course, I'm active on social media. You can find me on X, you can find me on LinkedIn, and there's a lot of content on my website. There's a quarterly research report I do that's posted in there, which you can download for free. And if you want to find my website, it's at www.wearebrandsend.com. Thank you very much.